guys, how's everyone today? Hopefully well. I need to do this video to try to educate and help people to understand what we're dealing with the Ebola situation. And this is the facts and how you can deal with it and how the safest way to handle people that have it, what to look for, the symptoms, everything. Some stuff that I've put together. But the Ebola virus, it is a part of the hemorrhagic fever little family, and it causes the lack of blood clotting and high fever. Some of the people may get, like you saw, red eyes like that. And they're bleeding internally. There may be many who are bleeding internally and they're having blood show up in their stool or in their urine. And you may not see any bleeding on the outside, but they could be bleeding internally, and they would know it if they saw, and they peed red, or they saw blood when they was going to the bathroom. But they would know it. So they would know they was symptomatic and needed to get help fast. That's a worry with this the severity of this particular Ebola thing. They say that it's the worst one that they've seen since the whole thing started, since they first discovered the virus in, I think it was 67 or something. The information's in here though. It's often fatal. How it was got and brought to where it is now is through animals. The hunters, yeah. Ebola virus disease first appeared in 1976 in 2 simultaneous outbreaks. Nazara in Sudan, and the other place in Congo. And there, in that one movie, Outbreak, it showed them blowing up that one little village, and that's exactly what they would do, if they could contain this thing. But it's gone way past there. We're already past the stage of the guy slipped on the airplane that had the disease, and this stuff is highly contagious. You can get it from bodily fluids and contact with the person, and also coming in contact with stuff that they left sweat on, or saliva on, or blood on, or something like that. Like a piece of silverware, you touch the handle, or you touch whatever, and there's saliva's on it, you could get infected. So it's pretty easy to get infected. Nowhere that I've seen says it's airborne, and we're not seeing that it's airborne. Things would have already just blown way severe if it was airborne. But they got 21 days that they can get some help. Study warns swift action needed to curb exponential climb in Ebola outbreak. And this is the World Health Organization. the survivors in Liberia are helping train health workers to work and to care for others with Ebola, because they have, they have the knowledge, they have the wisdom there. I mean, if these people, they've been living with it and have contained it as much as they have with the situation they're living in, that's amazing. They have done an excellent job as far as, bear down to the ground. This is the least you got to do to maintain, try to contain it. But let's see. In the 2014 Ebola outbreak, nearly all of the cases of EVD are a result of human-to-human transmission. The incubation period from time of infection to symptoms is 2 to 21 days, and you are only contagious when you are symptomatic. Another thing that I just found that blew me away is that men who have had Ebola, they can stay, they can spread it for up to 7 weeks in their semen. I thought that was very interesting, that this virus goes to that place to try to survive and maintain. Goes to the male's sperm to try to, survive. That's kind of wild. It's very interesting. Very interesting. But, they got it from the bats and the things that they'd go out and kill, and they'd eat that stuff over there. Let's see. Symptoms may appear anywhere from 2 to 21 days. And President Obama is sending 40,000 of our troops to work with this stuff. Many of them will be in direct contact with others who are infected with this virus. And the men can be carriers for 7 weeks after with their sperm. I mean, my gosh, that's a ticking time bomb. That information is in here. You'll have to look through it all. But the person will have a temperature. They'll have muscle pains, severe headache, vomiting, diarrhea, abdominal pain, or unexplained hemorrhage. I mean, you're going to be pretty sick. But I'll also give this information. If you are going to take medication yourself, over the counter or prescription, painkillers or antibiotics or whatever, you need to realize that you need to stay home and stuff like that. Don't spread this thing around, and be careful. Try to take care of yourself as much as possible. Actually, I think they ought to have the ones, and I think they ought to train the whole lot of them. Anybody who gets it ought to be trained in how to handle people that are sick with it. In my opinion, I think that's what should be done. So then the people who are sick, medicate them enough to where they can, work with helping those who are worse off than them. Because there's early stages and then final stage. You're not going to be helping somebody out in your final stage, of course, obvious. They may not be able to help anybody in the first stage. I'm just, was wondering that might be an option. But this is the kind of conditions that they've been dealing with this stuff in over there. I mean, they're bare bones. I mean, if they'd clean up and stuff better, that would help out a lot, because the animals are transferring some of this stuff too. Remember, it came from animals. It came from monkeys and bats and stuff. So they know right where it come from. They know right where it come from. There's some people that have got an immunity to it that live in Africa. Their body has built up its own resistance. They won't catch it. But there's some false information going on around also out there. So I felt the need that I needed to do this, and I learned a lot of stuff too, personally. But there's people that could be symptomatic that you're not going to know they're sick because they've taken enough medication or something like that to go on. And that's the part and especially people who are alcoholics, they're going to take a double instead of a single and push through it until they're fully sick and almost at the point of collapse. And then you've come in contact with unknown amount of people, but they're dealing with that too. Yeah, somebody in Hawaii, and if it's in Hawaii, shoot, it's really gone. But yeah, this whole thing is, this is some stuff from people who got the disease and who ended up making it through. And, they trumpeted to everyone that, we saved somebody who had this stuff. So everybody is going to, let's see if I can find that. Everybody's going to be trying to come over here. There it is, right there. Quarantine. It's used to separate and restrict movement of persons exposed to communicable diseases who don't have symptoms of the disease for the purpose of monitoring. There's self-monitoring that we need to do, early recognition and reporting of suspected Ebola virus exposure. We need to be thoughtful about others as well. If we think we got this stuff, don't go to the hospital. Do not go to the hospital on your own. You have them come get you. You have them come get you. Okay? Because that's going to be the best way it goes down. You won't have contact with anybody in the waiting room or anything like that. That's what you really need to do. Have them come get you. And don't wait till you're almost dead. My goodness. If you got something wrong, you're running a fever, you need to call and tell them that you're peeing blood, or you got blood in your stool and you got a temperature and a fever and you're sick, call the ambulance, make them come get you. There's ways you can help to minimize this thing. 2 to 21 days infection to symptoms. So somebody could get it, and then 21 days later they'll start showing symptoms. And then if they make it, because it's at least a 50% mortality rate disease. So most of it here, though, has been 70 to 90% mortality rate. But those who recover, they can still spread it in their semen for an additional 7 weeks. So that's a long, that's like a month right there that you could spread this disease. Of course, one good thing about it is the disease is so strong that usually people ain't going out much. But like I say, people that are going to be self-medicating, especially with like heroin and cocaine and stuff, they're going to be going out, getting out there. They're just going to, do it a little bit extra drugs and whatever and push on through it. They won't know they're infected. Hopefully this thing won't get out of control, but the way they're pushing things is not good. I mean, they're going to send 40,000 troops over there. Why? That's what the Red Cross and the Red Crescent is for. That's their jobs. That's what the World Health Organization is for. That's what the United Nations is for. That's why we have these things. We don't need to get our soldiers over there. But that's a done deal. That's already too late. Sad. Anyway, hope this come in helpful. And guys, check this stuff out. Read through it. Learn. And be careful. Just be good. Be sanitary. And think and use your head. And if you suspect somebody might be sick, avoid them. Don't be shy to say, I'm not touching that you just touched, or whatever. Stay 3 feet away from them at least, because they call it close contact. 3 feet to the person is close contact vicinity. They can touch you, and you never know. They could be turning around, not even know you're there, and accidentally hit you. I mean, just, we'll all use our minds and brain and make it through all this stuff. But anyway, I hope everyone has a great day. God bless. Good luck to us all. Never give up your guns. Your Second Amendment, our Second Amendment, protects the first and the last, and may protect our very lives and home and our friends and family as well. Buy all the ammo you can, if, where, when, and how you can. Prep as long as you can, till you can't. This is Chatty Dad 1, over and out.